presents to you The Twelfth Night by William Shakespeare. This is a comedy. The story begins when twin brother and sister Viola and Sebastian are wrecked in a storm at sea. Viola, the sister, jumps off the sea and is rescued by a captain on another boat. We start the performance today with a mime performance where Krishna plays the role of the captain and Viola is played by Ahiti. We begin to you the mime performance of The Storm at Sea. The scene begins with Viola, who has now reached the shore of Illyria and is in conversation with the captain. I'll serve this duke. Act 1, Scene 2 is being presented to you by Rena playing the role of Viola and Ryan playing the role of the captain.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think
It is
you,
perchance
sailor?
that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother, and so perchance may he be.
True, madam. And to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our ship did split, and you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on to our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself. Courage and hope, both teaching him the practice to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where, like Arion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
In saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfolded to my hope. Whereto thy speech serves for authority, the like of him, know'st thou this country?
Ay, madam, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name,
What is the name?
Orsino.
Orsino? I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now. I was so very late. But for but a month ago I went from hence and then was fresh and warm. As you know, what great ones do, the less will prattle, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count, who died some 12 months since, leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who has also died, for whose dear love they say, she hath abjured the company and sight of men.
Oh, I serve that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow. What my estate is?
That were hard to compass, because she will admit no kind of suit, no, not the duke's.
There is a fair behavior in thee, Captain, And though that nature with a beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am and be my aid. For such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. Thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music. That will allow me very worth his service. What else mayhap to time I will commit. Only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you as eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, let my eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
Shakespeare used a lot of comedy in this particular play called The Twelfth Night. He added comedy by adding complication through a series of complicated events and added it to the main plot. In this particular scene, you will see that Malvolio, who is the male servant of Olivia, is given a letter which is written by Maria, and it appears that it's actually a letter from Olivia. This letter is actually being written so as to trap Malvolio in order to teach him a lesson in humility. Malvolio prepares to read the letter, unaware that there are three people, Fabian, Sir Toby, and Maria herself, standing as statues, listening in as he unveils the letter. The whole extract should be seen in a comedic fashion as to how Malvolio gets trapped while reading the letter, while his fellowmen who are statues come out of their statue pose and comment on his interpretation of the letter. So we bring to you To the Unknown Beloved, which is Act 2, Scene 5. The role of Malvolio is being played by Vihan Ved. The role of Sir Toby is being played by Krishna. The role of Maria is being played by Yuvana. And the role of Fabian is being played by Munira. So we bring to you To the Unknown Beloved. We also have Olivia, who is reading out the letter as herself. And this role is being played by Nandana. So Nandana is like as if she is Olivia herself reading out the letter, which is being read in the mind by Malvolio. So we present to you the play we present to you the scene To the Unknown Beloved, Act 2, Scene 5.
What employment have we here? Now is the woodcock near the gin. Oh, please, the spirits of humor intimate reading aloud to him. By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's.
Her C's, her U's, her T's. Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes. These are her very phrases. By your leave, wax, soft, and the pressure of her Lucrece, which she uses to seal with. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be? This winter, liver and all. Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know? What follows? Numbers wilted. No man must know? If this should be thee, Malvolio! Marry, hang thee, Brook. I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucreous knife, with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, first, she dressed him, and with what the ring of Stanley checks at it. I may command what I do. Why she may command me? I serve her. She is my lady. Why, is this evident to any formed capacity that there is no obstruction in this? And the end? What does the alphabetical position portend? If I could just make it resemble something in me. M-O-A-I. O-A, make up that. He's not a cold scent.
Such I will cry upon for all this, for which be as rank as a fox.
Malvolio. Why, that begins my name!
Did not I say he would work it out? The guy is excellent at fox.
There is no constancy in sequel that follows under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
A, or I'll crutch him and make him cry, oh! And then I comes behind.
You had an eye behind you. You might see more distraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. This simulation is not as the former. And to crush this a little, it would bow to me. But every one of these letters are in my name. So, here follows prose.
If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee. But be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let thy blood and spirit embrace them. Put thyself and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be. Cast thy humble, slow, and appear fresh. Be opposite with the kinsmen, surely with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember, go till thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. She, farewell, she that would alter services with thee. The fortunate unhappy.
Daylight and champion discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read political authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise, the very man. I will not fool myself, let imagination jade me. For every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings blade. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered. And in this, she manifests herself to my love with the kind of injunction that drives me towards these habits of her liking. Jove, I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout, with yellow stockings, and my legs being cross-gartered. Jove, my stars be praised. Here is yet a postment.
Thou canst not choose but who I am. Let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles open the hand. There, in my presence I still smile. Dear my sweet, I prithee.
Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
Sebastian on his explorations arrives in the area of Illyria. He meets Sir Toby and Sir Andrew, who, thinking he is Cesario, challenge him once more to a duel. Olivia arrives and, mistaking him for Cesario, prevents the fight from starting and invites him to her house. Sebastian is overwhelmed by Olivia's beauty and follows her willingly. He quickly becomes infatuated by her, and she is delighted by Cesario's apparent change of mind. As they head towards Olivia's house, she disappears, and Sebastian remains momentarily alone. We present to you Yet 'Tis Not Madness, Act 4, Scene 3. The role of Sebastian is being played by Ahiti. The role of Olivia is being played by Munira. And the role of the priest is being played by Krishna. So we begin the scene for you. It is not madness. It begins in Olivia's garden with the entry of Sebastian.
This is the air that is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it. And though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant, yet there he was. And there I found this credit, that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel now might do me golden service. For though my soul disputes well with my sense, this may be some error, but no madness. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes, and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust. But I am mad, whilst the lady's mad. Yet, if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs and their dispatch, with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing. As I perceive she does, there's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine, if you mean well. Now go with me and with this holy man into the chantry pie. There underneath the consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it. Whilst you are willing to, it shall come to naught. What time we will our celebration keep, according to my birth? What do you say?
I will follow this good man and go with you, and having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and heaven so shine, that they may fairly note this act of mine.
As all good things need to come to an end, the play has finally reached the moment when all the problems are solved. But before that happens, Viola, Cesario need to sort some things out. Hold on. Orsino goes to see Olivia with Cesario. When they see Antonio being led away by the officers, Antonio sees Cesario and thinks he is Sebastian, accuses him once more of betraying him. The Duke says that this is not true, as Cesario has been in his service all the time. Just then, Olivia arrives and accuses Cesario of not keeping his promise to meet her. Cesario says she made no such promise, so Olivia reminds him of his promise to marry her and brings in the priest as a witness. But just then Sir Toby and Sir Andrew arrive, both of them injured after fighting with Sebastian, who they thought was Cesario. The Duke is now angry with Cesario, as is Sir Andrew. In the meantime, Feste, the court fool, delivers Malvolio's letter of explanation to Olivia. An apple cleft in two, Act 5, Scene 1, where the role of Sebastian is being played by Krishna. The role of Antonio is being played by Ahiti. The role of Duke is being played by Vihan. The role of Viola is being played by Munira. And the role of Olivia is being played by Nandana. So we have with you the final act of this play, Apple Cleft in Two.
It threw a strange regard upon him, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you.
Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we have made each other, but so later though.
One face, one voice, and one habit, and two persons. A natural perspective that is and is not. Antonio! Oh, my dear Antonio, how the hours have racked and tortured me since I've lost thee!
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple, cleft in two, is not more twin than these two creatures.
Most wonderful! Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature. Of here and everywhere, I had a sister, whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What countryman? What name? What parentage?
Of Messalline, Sebastian was my father, such as Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed, but from that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were your woman as rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow,
So had mine!
and died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act, the day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing less to make us happy both, but this is my masculine usurped attire. Do not embrace me till each circumstance of place, time, fortune. Do go here and jump that I am Viola, which to confirm. I'll bring you to our captain in this town, where lies my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrences of my fortune since hath between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady, you have been mistook, and nature to her buyers ruined that. You would have been contracted to a maid, nor are you therein, by my life, deceived. You are betrothed to both a maid and a man.
Be not amazed. Like noble is his blood. If this be so, the glass seems true. I shall have share in the most happy wreck. A boy thou hast told me 1,000 times. Thou never shouldst love a woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overspare, and all those sparings kept as true in soul, as doth that obed continent the fire, that serveth day from night.
Give me thy hand and let me see thee in moon's peace.